So this is an interesting matchup. Couch 23 has one of the best times so far in the tournament, but does find himself at 2-1. Zero also definitely a great competitor at 2-1. PB just a few minutes behind Couches, but anything can happen in a race. And look forward to both of our competitors doing great. So Kefket Narsh is roughly about, depending on who you ask, roughly about the first third of the game. There is an 80% category that does run much shorter. We don't want to see that. We want to see more of the game. So what we want to do here is at the beginning, we want to have our best friends in the world, Wedge and Vix, run away so that our protagonist, question mark, can gain extra experience because we want her to gain extra levels. So that's why we're having her run away. There's a neat trick in this game where even though the battle is over, if your run gauge is full, which is hidden, and your ATB bar is also full, you can run away. And basically allows us this trick to happen so that we can definitely get more experience. So it's definitely good there in regards to that. Couch and Zero going by. If you hit that middle cross, there's two forced encounters, and because this is a speed run, we definitely want to avoid that. So they go by it. Both definitely not having a problem. Look to the racers. Thank you, Tina. Also, I am in chat if you have any questions for me about the run. I can definitely help you with that. I don't know much on the World of Balance. It's all really fuzzy. I used to play it back when this game was quote unquote new. So definitely drop any questions that you have there.
I'm a big fan of dying 52 times myself.
So far everything going pretty much according to plan. Zero and Couch running away from all the battles. Wedge and Vix are being bros and helping us out. There can be some weird circumstances where one of them doesn't run away and can definitely run into a problem there. But so far for both runners that I can see here, definitely no issues as they both have set up a seed manipulation at the beginning. To avoid unnecessary encounters, you can sometimes run into encounters in this cave here. So definitely good that they are not running into those. Be in chat. Thank you for the good luck to the runners. The FF game, the most run on this channel, I want to say yes just because the series is so big. That would be my answer to you in regards to that, Freak, just because the series is the biggest of all the RPGs. It probably just gets the greatest playtime here. So we do have the first boss, and because it was 1994, we couldn't have tutorials within the game, so the game sort of taught you as you went. This is to kind of show off the shiny ATB system. But we're playing on wait because, and playing on active is for crazy people. Much.
It's for JP runners, basically. That's what he said. All right.
So we do see basically there is a way to trick around.
Oh, the miss on slime there. Wow. Zero Wing dodging it there. Both of our runners getting the quick whelp kill, which is all about kind of manipulating the ATB bar to your liking. Making sure you get 3 tech missiles off on Welk's head before it retreats into the shell.
Thank you, Rivers. Definitely a gold split on Zero's side. He saved, oh my god, 2 minutes, 10 seconds. That's huge. Pretty much neck and neck at this point. I would say it's frames difference, so definitely anyone's race. Unfortunately, in this part of the run, in most parts of the run. There are some amazing cutscenes here. We learn about this Esper. He says some stuff at the bottom. Your buddies say some stuff. It's really quite riveting and definitely has nothing to do with the plot. So we just want to blow by those text boxes as fast as we can. Thank you so much, Tina, for the resub. In a row. Nothing ever bad happens to them, Tina. Vix and Wedge, at the end of this, you saw them disappear. They went upstate, where they're able to run around and be free, and nothing ever bad ever happened to them ever again. We see on Couches and on Zero's side here, they are going to rename Terra to T because in this game, there's a lot of text boxes. We want to minimize the number of frames used as either it's 1 or 2 frame, I believe. It's got to be one of those. So we want to shorten that up so that we get by those text boxes as much as possible. Powered farm now. Absolutely, Ferret. Absolutely. There's no pain where they are now. You find that T, our hero, seems to be a soldier of the Empire, and they want her back for some reason. Old man says, "Not on my watch. Go out this back door, and basically, good luck." The seed manipulation set up here. Have encounters at certain spots, as long as both of them stay on step route, which they appear to be doing so far. Grabbits, they absolutely are, Tina, 100%. That's what they told me when they disappeared. These cutscenes, or not cutscenes, during these battles, because it's just Terra, we can use fire because she knows how to use fire. So it doesn't introduce any sort of bonus cutscene that may occur potentially later. And multi-targeting both enemies is the fastest way to kill them. So that's definitely what we want to do. Is we want T to get to level 6 before she drops through the floor. There, spoilers, 20 or 30 feet. Wow. It's going to be fine though.
I can't believe he spoiled the game from 1996. Or was it 94? I don't even remember.
So we do see Couch. He has to take some extra steps here to force the encounter. And so far, again, no surprises at this point. It might just be mashing that you see the difference there. Optimal way to mash. For the pros out there. We do see Zero walking down just a little bit further, and that's okay. He's just decided that he doesn't want to accidentally trigger this cutscene that Couch is currently in. And really nothing wrong with that for safety purposes. And he is still on step route doing that. A little bit more, get those steps in, 10,000 a day. Game is apparently, Rivers, it is 1994. The chat has... Sir. Yes, Taco, all the spoilers. Spoilers coming up, there's more cutscenes.
One spoiler about this game is that there are a lot of cutscenes.
It's really how fast can you mash, really. This game is all skill. How fast you can mash. Luck has nothing to do with this run at all. See here that basically Kefka seems to own T here and has T basically blow up their own soldiers, which seems very, very odd, but do note that this does not appear to be scripted, because sometimes Terra hits the back soldier, sometimes they hit the middle soldier like he did on Zero's side there. So definitely interesting that the game decided to actually play that rather than have that pre-programmed in. Just wanted to point that out there. The movie, the game, Tina, you better go and trademark that and go and register that website, because someone's going to move in on that and all your royalties will be gone. Just saying. The future is no air conditioning. That's for sure. So we do see on Couch's side, we found everybody's favorite useless treasure hunter Locke, which we have shortened to L. Couch dropping cookies in the chat. What a boss.
Now, Locke contributes a lot of things to this run, such as nothing. He does really, like, absolutely nothing beyond, like, 100 damage.
We need him to clip through the guard later. Spoilers.
But anybody could do that.
He is useless then.
His one defining characteristic in this run is to get to a level where he can one-shot somebody with a rod.
That's very true. Only Locke can kill tunnel armor. More spoilers. Yeah, again, great close race. I'm very hyped. We do see that our best friend Locke, who's useless, needs some help. So these random Moogles help us out. So definitely good that they do that, because otherwise Locke's going to get one-shotted because he's bad. So we do get these Moogles, but we don't want to use Locke because he is useless. So we are just going to go ahead here and use this other Moogle named Mog. And he's going to go expertly go by these wolves. There are two ways to handle these encounters. There's hard wolves that you see on Couch's side. I'm not sure what Zero specifically does, if he does easy wolves. To be not much of a time difference in regards to that. Does have a fantastic theme song, Tina. To play as Locke as a kid, and how wrong was I? Sad. Do see hard wolves on Zero's side, and he does get by the wolves there as he comes up to the martial fight. What we want to do in this fight is basically Mog has a super powerful pike that we want to get off of him, which is going to be doing shortly. And you can pick up the shield if you want. It's not necessary, but it's definitely a plus in regards to that. Let's fight there. The game doesn't allow you to de-equip from the equip menu, but it does from the item menu. Another oversight in QA from this amazing video game. It's one of many. So we do see again, Zero's through here. There we go. It appears as though this is a very tight race. Couch is running against his PB, and he appears to be 23 seconds ahead, and Zero is staying with him. Buckhole score? Both of them have a buckholes of 7. So to 8. It would depend on their opponents and their other racers. I think it's possible. But I'm not a pro on this this scoring system. Kutan helping the Moogles. John Flip, because General Kutan's just an overall good person. She's a good person. Could be either or. So we do see Couch just getting away again. It's seconds difference at this point, which can definitely be made up later. There's a certain way we want to walk on the world map to reduce encounters. Definitely good there. Zero appears to be walking the... Oh no. He took that extra step into the forest. He should have hung a left, or from his perspective, a right just before the forest. So...
Yo, it's preemptive manip by Zero there. I mean, like... You saw what happened. He just got the encounter in this place for get a preemptive. He knows, man.
Maybe he's got the new tech and hasn't shared it with anyone.
He knows,
that's quite
man.
Possible. The reality is he did get a preemptive there, so he didn't lose a lot of time. But typically, the more enemies you have on screen, the longer and harder it is to run away. So that's why you want the one maniacal bunny there. as we do see on Couch's side, he does pop up into E's castle here, shortened from Edgar, the King of Figaro, who's basically modern-day Benedict Arnold. So it says relax to Terra because we're best friends.
A modern-day Benedict Arnold? Really? That's what you went with?
You know, in Rome. For guys, like the reverse. If the British had won the war, they would think Benedict Arnold was a good guy. You know.
Eggs Benedict.
A little bit, Tina, because the reason why you don't want to walk in the forest is it increases your threat generation counter in the background. That basically triggers based on that threat. When you walk through the forest, it generates more threat. So it's not as good, but it's not fatal at this point. It's going to be more exciting for Zero. That's meant. Girl, greatest castle in the Final Fantasy VI universe. Pick that you're going to see it pull in a few minutes. He is useless ferret. He truly is. But we do see on Couch's side Edgar's twin brother Sabin, who is going to be the muscle and the boss of basically this entire run. He's going to do all the damage. Ask no questions. And just take names and take care of business. So we got to name him. It's definitely anyone's race at this point. See us walking back. We do need to talk to the king again now that we found out that he has a twin brother.
Look at that subtle stop there by Couch as he manip the Chancellor out of the way.
That's how Couch does the manip. He's the only one, I think, who does that, and it seems to work for him every single time. So the Chancellor moves based on NPC movement value. Couch manipulates that value so that the Chancellor doesn't get in our way because he can otherwise. And it's a real jerk because it loses about a second or two, especially if you're accidentally holding down A and talking to him. That wastes a boatload of time. Because you want to hold down A when you're talking to the people you need to talk to, because then they will talk on the first available frame. And that saves frames. And saving frames wins you tournaments. Finger burrow. Yep. Close out 2017. That is Joke of the Year.
I see what he did there. I totally get it.
Staring contest for Couch, saving a whole 2 frames. You get the look at each other while you speak with them, as you do need to speak to both of them before you speak to Kefka. Kefka, the greatest villain. If otherwise, I'll fight you.
Kefka's the greatest camp counselor in this game. All the kids love him.
He's the only villain who's like super successful, and that was rare. Usually, you know, the bad guy was really bad and then just kind of disappeared. Almost. Again, more cutscenes, more talking. I think they're talking about the returners. Important maybe in about 20 minutes or so.
How useless is Locke? Locke will actually get in front of you here when you're walking with Terra. A true gentleman will get out of the way, but no, he's just totally useless.
Between those cutscenes, barges in front of Terra and gets in front of her somehow. But what I do like is that somehow he leads you down that step and then just disappears. Oh, Pixie? Minute means manipulation. Basically, because these games are old, they don't have true random number generation as we would know it today. So there are ways that we can force the game to do stuff that that we want it to do, basically. It's an important part of this run. Otherwise, you can lose upwards of 3, 4, 5 minutes if you're not doing the manipulation. Some things we cannot manipulate, though, as they are what's considered frame-perfect tricks, which would be really challenging to do. Please.
Yeah, things like the trench, you can't actually change the encounters, and they're all frame-based. So there's things like that in this run, but a lot of it is actually manipulable.
A Gao is still a 5/8 chance. There's no way to increase that. That can definitely change things. I think those are the two major RNG points. So far, like, great runners. Zero is holding his own and sticking with Couch here. Like I said, it's seconds behind, and in this game, you know, even things like pincers can waste you 30 seconds, potentially, depending on the severity. So. Kutan never, root for Kutan. It never lets you down. With what Leo said there. Through the magic cutscenes. So, as a kid, if you ever played this and were like, man, these MTech armors are tough, I'm going to use fire with Terra, it triggers this amazing cutscene called Mama Magic. This cutscene is in place until the end of the South Figaro Caves, so you definitely don't want to use Terra's magic skill. We want to use auto crossbow with Edgar because he gets it when you pick him up, and it's truly overpowered.
Kutan is a double agent, obviously. You know, Imperial General, but also at the same time saving Terra from the guard, the marshals, the wolves. So clearly a general of many hats.
Sure. Also, Natara, I love you too, but I'll fight you because the greatest of all time. This general NA, EU world.
So it looks like about a 30-second difference between the two of them right now.
And Zero I haven't seen any like mistakes, so.
Well, he did walk in the forest.
Well,
other than that, yeah.
It's true, but that's. Maybe that's where he's lost the 30 seconds, but he's still with it.
He was a good 10 seconds behind even before that, so it may be, you know, kind of the things you don't think about very much, like the ATB start for their battles, the text box closes the Couch does that maybe Zero doesn't have all that knowledge on yet. That sort of thing.
About those sorts of things. That's why you're here, Rivers. Backing me up.
Ooh, now Zero gets a back attack to start the cave too.
That's unfortunate. Again, we have to wait for Edgar. For some reason, I find his ATB seems to always be the worst. This is not unsurprising, but it's a little frustrating as he's, at this point, our main damage dealer. So we have to wait for his bar to fill up. We switched Edgar and we go through.
We should point out that the step routing doesn't matter quite as much now as it does later in the run after the reset, but it still saves you time.
For sure. Do see Couch leaving through the cave with no issues. He's walking in a certain way on the map again. There are encounterless tiles on the world map that someone took the time and energy to figure out, and appreciate whoever that was. I don't know who that was. But if we walk along that way, it just improves our step route and makes sure that we don't get any unnecessary encounters, because encounters in this game do take a long time to clear, so we want to avoid those.
Yeah, Couch has had a very quietly good run so far. I mean that in a good way. Like there's nothing standing out as bad, and he hasn't made any glaring errors. So keeping it clean so far and making Zero catch him.
Oh, exactly. Sprint shoes, because now we do want to go fast. As you can see now, Edgar appears to be in overdrive, which is definitely good. So we bought 3 pairs of sprint shoes. We'll equip one on Terra, put everyone in the back row because some of these guys can hit hard. We want to make sure nobody dies because we have no Phoenix Downs at this point. So if we do die, we have to use a tent if we have one. If we don't, then as no bueno. Definitely couch with some luck here. Preemptive attack. Always good to have preemptives wherever possible, obviously, because that allows us to run away faster. We do pick up this Atlas armlet, which I don't think many people, when you first owned the game, knew that you could go over here and get this.
Yeah, I never knew about that till the speed run.
Neither, and I had the game new, so new. But it does do 25% more physical damage, and the auto crossbow is considered a physical attack. So it's definitely good there in regards to that. To the left to force this 4-pack encounter, which we do want. We want Locke to run away at this point, so that the experience, and he does get Locke to run away, so definitely good there. And then has a heal spell apparently. So he's through there. He's got Locke to run away at this point. He can fight all the encounters with everyone. At some point, he does want to equip the Mithril Blade that's currently on Edgar, which he is not going to use at this point. So we want Locke to try and be less useless. Keyword try. So at some point, Couch will place that.
Look at all these preemptives, man. Look at all these preemptives.
Check his flashcard.
What is
call
this,
hacks.
What has this guy done to the game? Just too easy.
He's making it look very, very easy, and Zero is definitely not slouching himself. Coming, like being even 30 seconds behind Couch, who appears to be about 24 seconds ahead of his PB, is definitely nothing to discount from him in regards to that.
You can see now that Zero's kind of off the step route far enough that he's getting encounters in the wrong places, getting different encounters. So, I mean, things are not looking good. He's gonna have to start killing other things, I think. Like he had thought about killing these brawlers here. He wasn't sure if he should or not.
It's unraveling a little bit for him, but he is able to get Locke to run away. It's going to be, I think he's going to get the 3 Cyprius fight, which could be a pincer, which is definitely bad. Coming up here. It is not a pincer, so definitely good save for him in regards to that. Huge deals, but then the encounters aren't in the right spots, and then we don't get the experience, and then you have to farm extra encounters. Had a fart. Oh. You see here, Couch appears to be through. He's going to be coming up to the Vargas fight. Final encounter that we do just want to run from. However, the Bane Touch. It's going to leave Terra.
Unkind.
I wonder if he's going to leave Terra. No, he's going to menu. Let's see if it pays off. Going into that menu costs about maybe 4 seconds or so in regards to that. 4 or 5, I would estimate. Hey, that's 4 or 5 seconds. We've seen Seen runs decided by 4 and 5 seconds, so definitely important. Unfortunately, on Zero's side, the double Bane touch. Have to menu with Terra for sure. Old antidote there. Fire costs 4.
Yep.
So I think he's okay. He appeared to be at 17 there, so he'll still get... Okay. Not worried there. Unfortunately, another Bane touch for Zero. Just a little unlucky there in regards to that. I'm positive it's only 4 MP to cast Fire. I had a run, my last run, I had 3 MP and it needed 4 to cast, so I couldn't cast it. That's the more you know. We're more than happy to provide this free service. So Vargas is just so free that basically Couch has just base rolled the boss, and then Sabin shows up because who wants to learn blitzes, boys and girls? So in this game, this blitz was in the book. Oh, poor Rivers. It's okay. So this blitz was actually in the book. The only way to know blitz that Couch is going to perform is if you read it in the book or had Nintendo Power, and I'm sure it was in one of the strategy guides. Otherwise, you were sitting there forever and ever, and basically this Doomfist starts a timer that you see above Couch, and if you don't cast Pummel, it's up. Basically, it's GG at that point.
Yeah, when I first got this game, I have to admit I didn't know, and I was stuck on this little scene for an embarrassingly long time, like probably 2 or 3 days, just not knowing what to do.
And I had the book, so I knew what was going on. Hashtag the more you know. Here, he did lose some time there. Versus his PB, but he's still in the green, so he's probably really pumped about that. Flip, I'll be quite honest with you. Since I had the book, I knew to hit left, right, left, and press A. So I never got that far, to be honest with you. But I guess if there is a scene that Sabin explains how to do it, good. An Aipu is an amazing bear-like enemy. Has a cousin named the Gold Bear that you're going to see in the future.
Aipu is the Animoji come to life. That's what happens, man. Can't let those Animojis win.
So we do see Couch going into the Returner's hideout. Fun fact. If you're really good at this game, there's a 1 in 256 chance that you can actually stop the game from happening. Only if you're really good. Unfortunately, Couch not so good. That wandering NPC can actually block the front NPC and Edgar, and basically does not allow the front NPC to get to where it needs to go. And the game doesn't know what to do, so you just get to sit there and listen to that music forever and ever.
That really sounds like something that you'd say if you actually hit the soft lock. Did you ever do that, Nitz?
Once. It was against Niram. Good times. There is a way to avoid that, and I had just forgotten. If you mash A at the beginning of that cutscene, you can change, there's an NPC movement value. You can change that to avoid that soft lock from occurring. So.
Alright, I'm going to try to refresh Zero's stream here, so don't freak out if it goes away.
I won't freak out. We do see that Zero was through. I'll fill in the gaps here. The amazing returner soft lock allowed me to not see, but he did gold. He saved about 30 seconds, but as you can see, he is off step route. We get to see this very rare Brawler Vaporite Trillium combo, which definitely is not something you want to see if you want to stay on step route. And he is definitely off step route now. Hanging in there. Still a chance, although the gap is widening. It's almost 2 minutes now. A minute and a half. Still definitely on console world record pace, provided everybody cooperates. Genji Glove, saving those 8 frames, I believe.
All right, there we go.
The NPC does not. Couch is on PB pace. He's about 16 seconds ahead of his PB, which up until one match was world record. So. Ouch there. Zero peers through. He will not be seeing the NPC soft lock, so that's always good. So yeah, so just it's a testament to Zero. Like Couch is one of the top runners, at least of this category, and for Zero to be 90 seconds off a potential world record pace is means that. But the game could. Potentially for Couch. Ugly for Zero as well. Exception. $24.02 is the unofficial, unsubmitted Kefket Narsh world record. So we're going to see Couch do another manipulation here, where Edgar, but not Bannon. Couch definitely takes the road less traveled in terms of strategies, but what we're going to see here is a manipulation from Couch, because we do want to manipulate the river. Again, this NPC value changes that allows the encounters to occur on the river. If you remember as a kid, there could be up to 9 encounters before you run into Ultros. The first 2 are forced. We can manipulate the game to avoid the other 7.
I'll tell you what I remember as a kid. This is getting my turbo controller out, going on the river part where it just circles over and over again, put in the cursor of memory, coming back in like a day and a half and having her be like level 40.
I did the same thing. I went to this place called Outside, and yeah.
What is Outside?
It's a scary place. It's scary. Lil Sharky, he is an amazing and awesome individual. He has actually not submitted his 124.04, but at this point,
yeah, this is kind of a thing with the FF6 community where they just don't actually like to post to SR.com or anywhere really.
Like Lynn actually world record, I believe, last night. His no sketch run, but be found. It was like a 434 or something like that for no sketch. So yeah, so at this point, Couch does, although there are faster times out there. You know, I agree. It's snowflakes for days. So as we see here, Couch has done the manipulation successfully. He received those first 2 encounters. He did run counter the Pterodons. The guide says kill the Pterodons to get Edgar to level 11, but Couch, being pioneer that he is, has decided that Edgar at level 10 is good enough for this fight. Level 11, he's going to do most of the heavy lifting anyways. We got the Genji Glove. Crit on Edgar there. Shouldn't be fatal though. Snatar, your favorite boss is here to play. We do see him go into this fight. Much like the Welk fight, we can stall Ultros's ATB so that through these counter cancels, Ultros doesn't actually do any of his more serious and potentially life-threatening attacks. And again, being Couch, Getting the crit there from Edgar definitely doesn't hurt. Because at this point, with Bannon in the front row, if Ultros were to do his full party tentacle, that would be lights out for Bannon, and it would be GG. In this case, not. He appears through. I know Couch splits a little bit later.
Yeah, he splits on end of the raft scene.
It appeared to be a sub 40 kill, so.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely an amazing pace for Couch, even though it appears as though he might be. He gained back those seconds and then some. 40-17. Blistering pace, very blistering. He is at the 2 Pterodon kill. He has decided to run away as well.
Wow, look at Zero. Zero's Bannon just dodging it all.
Interesting. All those misses. The old man.
Never see Bannon get that agile.
Skills, apparently. Sharky, I wasn't exactly 100%. I knew it was sub 40. So anytime you can kill Ultros sub 40, you know you're doing good. And again, it's the little things that do add up. And this is the difference at this point. He does front row and Edgar and Bannon. Zero taking some very risky strats at this point, I would say.
Meh. I mean, he's got to know at this point he's already 2+ minutes behind. So
he's thrown his Hail Mary. Sure, because if Ultros does get to his full party tentacle, it's going to be lights out for everyone. So.
Oh boy.
I've never had sub 40 either. That's I think the best I had was like 41-30 or something like that.
Little uncertainty there.
I'm concerned for Zero at this point.
Yeah.
As we're in cutscenes with Couch, I'm gonna focus on Zero just a little bit here because basically it's just Couch talking to the soldiers and the soldiers talking to themselves. It's quite exciting. On Terra. Know what's gonna happen here. Another fire. Whenever you cast fire, a counter called Ink does usually around 20 or so damage.
Got muscle heads.
Damon survives that. He really needs to hope that this goes down shortly because full party tentacle is going to come.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
So yeah,
what's the difference?
We're at about 3+ minutes now for Couch in the lead.
It would take really bad luck on Couch's side, which isn't impossible. Again, it's a 5/8 chance for Gal.
Hey. Bad luck has never happened in the Kefka Narsh run.
Ask Poexel.
All skill. All skill at this point.
Someone can ask Poexel about his luck in this tournament. Statistically speaking, I don't even know how he got such bad luck. His card is cursed, I feel.
So checking
a black belt for Couch.
Checking out a Couch back at Camp Cutscene.
The guard there doing the counter to the counter. I like that at the end.
Shadow stumbles upon General Leo, one of the 2 camp counselors. He's the good one. The bad one is Kefka.
Kefka actually sends this telegram by carrier pigeon to General Leo. I'm convinced. We're about to assault this this castle of these supposed bad people. Oh no, go back home right away. So that's an unresolved plot point as far as I'm concerned.
Looks like Zero didn't hit the proper angle here, and he got a bigger encounter as a result. So
that is unfortunate. As basically the way the Veldt sets up, it uses your previous encounters for how you're going to run into those encounters on the Veldt. So I don't know how that's going to affect the Veldt. What happens for him there? The couch speaking with Kefka for the first time. It's people anyways. We do see that Kefka is small. He is actually in your party at this point. So before we had changed with Cyan against the commander, the battle speed to 1 to have the commander attack us faster so we can retort faster. It doesn't affect Kefka here because he's considered in your party. That's why he's small Kefka. So having the battle speed still at 1 at this point, it's immaterial. It's just, it depends on how your ATBs come up. And
yeah, how does he fit that whole winged robe sprite into that little baby sprite there?
No, I will have to speak with the programmers who made this amazing game. Couch with his first misstep. He had to remenu to put Sabin in the front row. Otherwise, Sabin's not going to do enough damage against these soldiers.
Wow, his first misstep at 46-20. What a scrub!
I know, and such a minor misstep too. So, that might cost him world record right there. Running JP categories, absolutely. Just he's super unlucky in this tournament.
So unfortunately for Couch, he wasn't fast enough to stop Kefka. Kefka is of course upset, and he's going to put the sleeping gas into the water, turn it purple. I know, gas and water, purple, doesn't make sense, but looks like everybody on this castle just gets very sleepy all of a sudden.
They're tired. Being a sentry is hard work. You have to wear that fancy outfit.
Just having that hat on alone, just like it really weighs down your head.
100 degrees, so the sun's beating down on them. I might drop off of a castle if it was 100 degrees and I'm wearing this hat.
Some would say that that's like just poor planning by this camp, because if you're gonna have a summer camp, definitely don't wear that outfit.
But water allows you the ability to float on water. If you saw one of the sentries, he just kind of plopped onto the water and just stayed above it. He did not sink. But we're going to see the king, who I only unfortunately just recently learned appears to be face down in the dirt. Sadness for me.
Is he?
And basically
does he have red hair or brown hair? I've never understood this sprite.
Niram actually taught me he's blonde, and the red is like his pants, I guess. I don't.
Maybe.
I thought it's like his eyes are all red and he's dying, but apparently I was wrong all these years. Those two things are his arms. The part that King Doma this castle just seems to just give up so easily. Like it was just ripe for conquest, basically.
Whoa, no conquest. This is just rival summer camps fighting. And of course, Cyan here, Mr. C, finds that his family is very asleep. Can't stand it. Is really upset.
And it's idiotic. So, yeah, Toll, I didn't until just recently. So basically, as revenge for head of the other camp, Counselor Cyan runs to the rival summer camp and just goes on a mad rampage.
By the way, everything we're saying is canon.
Fortunate luck here for Couch. He ran into 4 grunts. You can run into 3, so just super unlucky on his part because he's had no luck this entire run. So it's really unfortunate.
Can you run into 3 on both of them? I feel like on 254 most of the time I get 4 and 3.
Oh, is that how it's based on? I've seen people get 3 and 3.
It may also have something to do with the encounters you get outside.
True. So, as you see there, Cyan's in a rage. He's in your party, but he's in, like, the uber front row. Kill him. And he just does his own thing. We basically want him to attack, but we didn't want him to attack the cadet there.
Look at this. This is now an Interceptor stream.
Down. Coming in, making a special guest appearance. Actually, I think slows him down. Might help. If Takedown had taken down the cadet, Couch probably just saved some more time because he's that unlucky. We do see that Counselor Kefka has done what he do. The gap is widening a bit now. I would say it's probably over at this point, based on where they are. Cyan is learning about the frills of Magitech technology.
Cyan can't believe that this camp got all the cool toys.
Together as they proceed to use these toys, but there are some enemies that come along the way. Thankfully, we have Fire Beam. We have some other things. As we do see Couch arranging his menu. Some time later, he wants to open up some gaps at the top so that when we get some new items, they're at the top so that we can use them right away. Because it is a speed run and we definitely do want to go fast.
This is a speed run? Whoa.
Oh.
Mind blown.
No, it's just funny that they program this in, and we do see Rainbow of Couch here, so a run validation. If there was one, I do not validate here. I just use Firebeam because
I'm not down with the memes, anti-memes.
But I want to go fast, and again, preemptive. Holy moly! It's preemptive counter. I think this is like the 5th one at least. Such a lucky guy. And so at this point, instead of using our newfound toys, we immediately discard them because stealing is wrong.
So here are my thoughts on the memes in this game.
Huh?
I feel like what you should do is not pick up True Knight so that you have no reason to protect party members and then don't do anything. However, if you pick up True Knight, then I think you're allowed to do all the memes you want.
That's the long and short of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just just in case the people had questions. So again, which is going through the Phantom Forest, which as a kid was actually quite tough. I didn't know the pattern as a kid, so you can definitely get easily lost in here.
Oh, another preemptive for Mr. Unlucky.
And this is probably commentator curse coming out. This luck could turn against him.
It's okay. No commentator has ever cursed anything. That's all just superstition and lies. Oh.
So we have this abandoned train, and Sabin, acting as the de facto party leader here, says, "Let's go in." Shadow and Cyan, being loyal subjects of Sabin, decide to go in. And then they try to get out. Unfortunately, Sabin's not able to use Aura Bolt at this point to Aura Bolt the door open. So, property damage, that would be bad. see Couch taking the extra steps, which he can do at this point. This is where being on step route is super important, as the Phantom Train is actually quite dangerous.
He also went out of his way to hit the encounterless tiles earlier so that he could do that. I know the official tutorial video is kind of on that, but I think what Couch is trying to do there is hit those tiles so that he could try to move around as many ghosts as possible.
He needs to not take any extra steps. Has definitely done his homework when it comes to step routing.
So the story of this train is we find out that everybody from Doma Castle, that camp, that surprise was that they're going to Disney World, but they're all taking the train to Disney World. And these guys don't want to take the train. They got hero things to do. So now they got to get off the train.
Sure. So what Sabin's going to do, Counselor Sabin is going to use his magical skills here and jump. But he jumps 2 cars when he really only needed to jump 1. But I guess he knew in advance this is where we need to detach the train.
Yeah, with the magic lever that somehow opens the wall and detaches the train.
It's an amazing piece of technology there on this train to Disneyland for ghosts.
No ghosts. No ghosts.
Sorry, Trins?
This is the people of Doma just taking a nice little vacation, that's all. They deserve it. They've been through a lot. They all went to sleep recently, okay?
Oh. Time lost for old Couch there. Interceptor had to get in on the action.
Brutal. He might not even get the train now. I don't know how he's gonna live.
No, neither.
Oh, with another preemptor, that's how.
You know, the luck rebalances itself, apparently. He's going to pick up these earrings, which will be important later on for Sabin. As Aurabolt, fun fact, does magical damage, but tells you that. So, the kid, Sabin never got the earrings. Used to be on perfect walking here, getting the encounters where he's expecting them to.
Well, as a kid, you had to go get the ghost so that you could possess not only the Phantom Train, but also what's it called, the little monster in the box.
Hero, no, that I've taped my commentary from a previous broadcast, and we're just replaying.
Wow, it's really coincidental that you were able to say that.
It's almost like I could predict the future.
Evil Toot! Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh, he still gets in the run validation suplex. Or chuplex. Comments from the audience. He did make it, and he's still casual. Sub 59's a train. To guy 5846. The numbers to the Powerball. Ominous, I'm in Canada, so no. Tell you what the numbers are to the Powerball.
Yeah, unfortunately, all Canadians that are able to see into the future had to sign away their rights to look at the Powerball numbers. It's really sad, but what are you gonna do?
Well, you know, it was part of the deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 37, and Powerball's 12. There you go. Thank me later.
So, of course, Saban, Cyan, Shadow get off the train. They learn that everybody from Doma is going to Disneyland, and Cyan is flabbergasted that they didn't invite him. So, unfortunately, he's going to have a little fit here. He's going to be a little baby, and we're going to have to wait it out for a good minute or so.
That's unfortunate. Zero getting the no escape on his side here. Oh, and he runs into a preemptive, so very lucky for him. That can be potentially a dangerous encounter, especially with 3 ghosts. Absolutely. So we do see Cyan seems to run to the edge of the platform and just lets the train go, and his children off into the wilderness. They're going to Disneyland, or the train to Epcot, maybe, or Animal Kingdom, perhaps. So we do have a cutscene. It's about 30 seconds here of mourning, because we don't want to mourn for too long, where we are going to see Trepid Hero here talk. He does have poison. I don't know if Couch noticed that. This walk to Barren Falls, quite exciting. Stating,
boy, that wasn't exciting at all. You lied to me.
Well, if he had been off step route, then it would have been much more exciting. Favorite part is that he didn't need to actually use that antidote there, as you get a free full heal. There to walk around on the train either. That's correct, Natara. So Shadow says, see you later. You're crazy for trying to jump over a waterfall. This isn't Niagara Falls. Good luck.
Yeah, Shadow's the only person who has any sense in this game.
So at this point, we're going to punish Cyan for his wrongdoings, and we're going to kill him. And that's that. And Cyan's actually going to get in on the fun, and he's going to attack himself as well.
Of course, Cash putting on the True Knight so that he can project all the party members.
We see here, Cyan was in a critical HP state, and since Sabin will protect him, he can't kill himself. Only Sabin can kill him. But now we're going to bring him back to life. Did he pick up a second antidote? No, he did not, Zet. So, could potentially...
Hey, saved a run. Look at that. True Knight was valuable.
I looked away for half a second, and I missed important plot points.
Basically what happened is the Piranha did crit and did target Cyan, so he would have died. But True Knight finally proving its value. Blocking that attack and keeping Couch on pace.
I believe it's a 1 in 64 that the Piranha crits.
It's 1 in 32 that it crits and 164 that it crits and targets Cyan.
Couch with all the high rolls. We do see an evil toot on Zero's side. Unfortunately, an incorrect blitz input on the suplex for Zero.
I think that's more hype than the actual suplex itself. TBH.
And there we go. First try, every time, easy peasy. Let's get the wheel.
I don't know if we explained this, but the reason that everybody's name gets shortened except for Shadow is because the text scrolls, you actually save time by having them named one letter. Except for Shadow, because he doesn't appear enough dialogue boxes for it to matter.
I didn't explain Shadow doesn't matter, so so we do see the Velt here. We do see Cyan's... he's just a little more useful than Locke, but... Thank you for the bits, Taco, for Train Suplex. Cyan is super slow in this game. He is the second slowest character. Only Bandon, I believe, is slower to run away. Or that We do have this pincer. This is a scripted pincer as part of the speed run. This is apparently the fastest way we can get through this, unfortunately. First to kill train with Phoenix down? No. It is a Mei, so absolutely. Q for 27 months in a row, LL Temple. RPG Good Taste. So we do see couches through here. He sells a black belt to buy some dried meat because what happens is there's basically stories if you speak with the townspeople about this wandering kid who's hungry. And if you feed the wandering kid, maybe things will get better for the kid. He's down on his luck. He's just he potions himself. Second mistake, but the luck there.
That was not a mistake. That was manipulation, my friend.
Uh-huh. So easy peasy every time, first try. This is one of the longest cutscenes in the game, and you have to hold down A. So it's worse than the Final Fantasy IV monsters increasing cutscene at the beginning of the game, because at least there you don't have to hold down any buttons.
So yeah, this is very good for Couch as far as winning this race. There are a couple things that can still trip him up, but they aren't too bad at this point. It's more just if it happens, it costs a lot of time. If he gets like aqua raked in the trench or locked eyes or something like that.
Why, Couch has not saved at this point.
No, that's not true. He saved right after he left the MOBAs.
I must have missed that. Thanks for picking me up there, Rivers. Couch with the Couch Too Sad in the chat. He did not mean to potion Cyan, I'm going to guess.
I think the Couch is establishing that he is pro-Cyan, and he agrees with what Cyan stands for, which is wrong, but he's allowed his own opinions.
This is very true. We do see on Zero's side, he is coming into Ryza Pass. Everything appears on track as we see Final Fantasy VI predicting the future. Here's your Kappas. Anybody knew what Kappa was? Nobody is pro-Cyan. So I will agree with you, Tina. Nobody is pro-Cyan. You can be pro-Kutan, pro-Cyan.
Yeah, we missed a big opportunity. We should have called this the Kappa at March Journey.
Good to see the gray faces in chat. Which has Gao. He can just run from these. There's can be pro Kutan. Does safety say before the trench? I believe a Couch first.
You probably made him do that by talking about it.
Probably. Watch, it's the RNG can't be this good this long, can it?
Yes.
I wouldn't know. And it's literally your favorite character, Darkness. Taking claim to the safety save. Darkness, I would suggest picking a different character. You could even pick Gao, because he has Cat Scratch as a rage, and that's pretty OP. Consider your options, is what I would say.
I'm not a big fan of Cyan. I am a big fan of Cyan when he's what does the party call it? Like injured? When he's down? I like when he's just laying down. laying down Cyan is the best Cyan. So you're going to see Zero Wing here do his belt. He's going to get different encounters because he's been off the step route for a long time. And he's going to lose time here compared to Couch. Like, there's no... Like, the lead is going to get even bigger at this point.
Yeah. And we can appreciate that you like his story and honor and such, and realize he's bad. I can... He still does get the Lobo Guard pincer, though. Single back attack angle forward for Couch. Very scary.
Hello!
And the Aqua Ray.
Hello!
Ooh. Cyan taking a dirt nap.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And that is why you safety save.
Oh my goodness. So this just got a little more exciting. Safety save, but we're going to see if
9-26. Is he gonna
no!
Oh! And the race just got a lot closer.
What did I say about RNG? No, that never happens, right?
You're the one. You're the one who talked it up, man. That's all I gotta say. We've already established that you are a Canadian seer, and now you've ruined everything.
With definitely a chance if he is able to pick up Cyan here, because the trench is still going to happen for Couch. He's going to go through. I am glad that he saved his Walnatar. Unfortunately, PB and world record is most definitely gone for Couch, but ultimately he still wants to win. Zero has gotten Gal first try and has successfully provided Gal with food.
Yeah, this is now about a 130 lead or so, maybe. Maybe a little more.
You know, Couch could run into the same issue again, potentially. Definitely more interesting at this point, that's for sure. Cover from that back attack. I had that same back attack in my race against Sonny. Luckily, I did not get Aqua Ray. Somehow my party ran away in time. Or I got the Aura Bolt off in time, one of the two.
Well, I think we've did you safety save in that race, Nets?
I had not safety saved before the trench. So it could have been, yeah, it could have been disastrous after that. Somehow survived.
Couch, of course, doing the honorable thing here and making sure that if he can get a chance that Cyan kills himself. Serpent Trench theme rules. For sure.
It is good. So far, a little more benign counters for Couch this time around.
Of course, the best theme is Realm's theme, and I will fight you if you disagree.
Post theme. On the trench, we do want to go right and then left, as we do see here with Couch. Oh, and a pinch. Wow.
Hello.
The turns again. That aspect in the top left-hand corner can cast something called Numb Spines. Stop your character. Something you definitely don't want to... Does he get away? Aspect decides to not to cast Numb Spines, and Couch does get away. Attack Angloform will be pretty benign. What a poor trench for Couch. He was... flipping to race against his average splits, as I know he has an average of 125, but he's still behind his average. Rivers, I applaud your efforts.
You just got to make sure that wrongness isn't allowed to err, you know?
A little bit of NPC trolling for Couch, but he is definitely through, and the toughest part of the run is definitely behind him. Point, as we do see Zero coming into the trench.
Nit says not tempting fate at all.
Well, for the record, he has used his antidote already.
Cough, cough, cough. So yeah, we should probably talk about how at this point talk about how these three men go in a trench with one diving helmet, and the sense that makes.
Listen, that's a plot hole I definitely do not want to unravel. What I would rather see here is that Couch do the right thing, put on the sprint shoes, move him into slot 2 to try and avoid. There is a pincer, and as we've seen, Couch has let go from really good to really bad quickly. He clips through the guard. He's a treasure hunter, and that's what they do. And he gets out of dodge. He doesn't get Celis. He doesn't get the earrings, which makes me sad. And
commentator, can you explain what Celis is? What is Celis?
Sorry, I said Celis, and that was just a random name I made up. General Kutan is missed, but we'll see General Kutan shortly. A pincer in the trench for Zero with these Actinons.
That's unfortunate. He was making up some time here, but this is going to set him back a little bit.
So while in the South Figaro cave, Locke can run into a pincer with gold bears, so you did see Couch move Locke down into slot 2, because we definitely do want to Locke doesn't die, because he can die. You can ask Holy Smith how that's happened. You can ask F. Coughlin how that's happened. Here on RPG Limit Break, they have run into those pincers, and they have both died during their runs. So
you can ask me how it happens, actually.
Not realize that happened to you, Rivers.
Oh yeah, that happened when I decided to go Locke first. Was really a brilliant strategical move. I don't know why it didn't work out.
It's amazing why that strategy hasn't been tried more. Because we're going to see Tunnel Armor. He did pick up a Thunder Rod because rods are broken in this game. Whether it was by design that they were broken or not, who's to know? But basically, Locke, a non-magic user, is able to break this rod and do enough damage. There was talk between himself about using Runic Blade, but because he didn't have any, he had this Thunder Rod instead. He decided, I'm just going to use this Thunder Rod. We're going to get rid of you, and we're just going to move on.
Sounds like a real psychopath.
That's the usefulness of Locke, is now to at this point. What's your question about speedrunning, Dark? Tech Knight General Kutan, best Kutan ever. This is a DLC character. DLC. We do see Terra scenario here, which is basically run away from everyone. We have smoke bombs now, so basically
Zero's picking up a second pike for E. Just going to do some more damage in the Kepka fight at this point. And he's going the long way around because he was sick of those trolling NPCs.
The way I normally go, just because those NPCs troll me so much.
Of course, Couch is going to get some different encounters here than you would on the step route as punishment for dying. in the trench.
True. Sure, he'll be able to overcome that adversity to win.
He's on pace still for a sub 128, I think. So there is that.
That is still pretty outstanding. Zero, he is headed into the lock cut scene here, and he's going to do the equipping. That is awesome. He has moved him into the second row there. I think Couch has enough smoke bombs though, so even if he gets a couple extra encounters, he's okay.
Yeah, it's one of the side effects of selling that black belt. Zero Wing getting a first try clip.
And he's rewarded with an encounter on his first step. See Couch there using some hacks to get by that checkpoint. Basically, the way the game is programmed, at that point, as long as you hold down A, it will tag the glimmering light at the first available frame and basically break that and be good to go. See Zero safety saving before the cave because he knows about the potential dangers that can occur. Things just appearing as normal. Couch running away, not having an issue, running into the encounters that he's supposed to. He's going to get the Thunder Rod shortly.
Couch only has a few more steps before he'll be out of the scenario.
And he is through or back at Old Man's house. Now, Old Man magically has a name. Now, somehow that happens. It's definitely good that we shorten it down to Arvis, because that saves us regards to that. So definitely good that we've shortened down his name. We have some more cutscenes. Bannon wanted to come to Narsh to see how Terra interacts with the Esper Tritok. Answering that question because I have no idea about Persona 5, to be honest. We're using the Thunder Rod. Tunnel armor going down like sacked potatoes. On a great PB pace. Like, to be 2 minutes, it's ahead of PB is always a good thing. Your friends come back with some extra people. Sabin with C and G. The Sadness of the Empire. Which is going to show off the thing. And then we see Locke with legendary Mughal Tech Knight General Kutan. Yes, Couch. But Locke is going to defend Mughal Tech Knight from Cyan. Because Celis wasn't picked up, the Celis is supposed to replace Kutan in spot. Because we never picked up Celis, the game never ran the subroutine to replace Kutan with Celis. So it's just running with Kutan's data, Kutan's sprite, even Kutan's acknowledgement of surprise there when the Empire comes. I think that's always quite interesting.
Commentator, what is Celis?
Mystical Magitech Knight that you see a little bit, and you're actually going to see on Couch's side in about a minute. The Moogle Kutan's going to appear. You're prepared, and then reappear, which does re-add Kutan to the party. In No Sketch, we pick up General Celis, as she is called, and in Glitchless, because apparently she's overpowered, but for this run, we don't need her. So you see her right there, second from the left, with no save. Very interesting.
Wow, no save. Okay. That's
making the race exciting.
That takes some confidence there.
The characters we want to do the damage in the middle spot, because then that places them on the left-hand side, which will allow us to do similar to what we did previously and skip some encounters. The commanders and the soldiers walk in a certain way that we can avoid all of those encounters, so it's definitely good. Down to this safe point, or not, because just stream lagging just a little bit there.
Oh, Couch.
At most, for me, Couch's stream has gone down. Oh, and now it's back. Sort of.
Riveting. Okay, we seem to be getting sound at least of the fight. It sounds like he's doing okay.
There we go. So this is the Kefka fight in slideshow format. Ideally, what we want is we want Sabin to get both off before Kefka gets his second attack off. We can do this through a series of weight tricks that we have used in the past at Ultros, at Welk. Appears to be okay. His side there. So Sabin got poisoned somehow along the way.
All right.
And
well, that's good.
And GG to Couch with a first place time of 1:27.50 as per SRL.
Let me switch the audio over to Zero Stream. All right.
You can weight trick to avoid Kefka's third turn. In Kefka's third turn, you can do either a physical attack, bolt to either a single target or the whole party, and the dreaded Ice 2 to the party, which can practically party.
Yeah, the name of the game is avoiding Ice 2 for sure. It's never going to play out, best I can tell from my runs of the Kefka fight. It's never going to be like pretty. You might have to do some weight tricking if things go horribly awry, but most of the time it's easy enough to get.
Like when Kefka does poison, it can, in theory, one-shot one of your characters, leaving you just a little short on damage. Especially for Couch, he only got like Edgar to level 10, a little bit less damage than he might normally do. In this case, he did poison to Sabin, so that's okay. Looks as though his first attack was a physical on Cyan, so if he had done poison on Cyan, Cyan would have been down. A little more interesting, but definitely 27-49, not. But all things considered, a pretty good run.
Yeah, and Zero doing pretty good as well. Probably going to finish sub 135 here.
He's
by no means a bad run, just kind of couches a really good runner.
The minor mistakes kind of piling up for Zero. The minor missteps, menuing, things like that. If you put in the time, you can definitely. It's not an extremely challenging run, but so definitely sub 135 is good considering he only has 9 runs under his belt. That's not too bad. That's absolutely correct, Sandslice. Depending on where the poison hits and for how much, it can tick. So that's definitely not good. Move Couch to a 1, and we'll just have to wait and see if that will be good enough to advance. Definitely smart play. Setting up his party. General Kutan's there. Got very happy about that.
So let's see what we couldn't see on Couch's screen while he was busy buffering kind of the pattern that you're supposed to take to walk around all these guards.
Down, you hold here.
The game kind of intends you to have to walk through some of this sludge, but with these specific movements, you are good to go. Head right to Kefka.
You want to avoid this sprite down here. Ryder, did he avoid it? He did.
Just barely.
Barely. It's tough to tell because the decisive battle music always plays. And for Kefka, so it's always a little bit of a surprise.
It doesn't look like Zero got a full buffer here, or I'm sorry, a full weight drift here, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
Kefka did get his second attack off, so we are going to definitely see a turn 3 now with incorrect blitz input. Definitely.
That's unfortunate. Uh-oh. Oh, single target. There we go.
If he doesn't do enough damage, Kefka does get a 4th turn where he can potentially do Muddle through. He does finish race time of 1:33.53, improving his PB by 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
All right. Good work, Zero. So that concludes our match here. We will have more tonight on this channel. Natara will be having a double header with K. Davis SRL and Puexel as